Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Programmatic Connect digital series. For today's episode, you'll get to know more about Metazen's user growth strategies for their popular social casino apps from their very own marketing director, Shi Tong. Let's get comfortable and listen in to how Metazen successfully performed with the help of mobile programmatic.
Welcome to our Programmatic Connect Digital of Arki. So this time we have honored to have Tongsi from the Mintuzen, the marketing director, to with us to discuss the programmatic advertising industry trends and also the user acquisition related experience sharing. So let's welcome to Tongsi and Tongsi, you can have some introduction about Mintuzen and also talking about uh, yourself first.
Hello, everyone. Glad to be here. My name is Yitong, and I'm the marketing director at Mituzan as a core side. Actually, Mituzan is a gaming company that specialized in producing social casino apps and solitaire apps, both classic solitaire and also the Tripix. So we are so focused on this niche category.
So we are very happy you are here. So during this topic, I think we will have three perspectives. So one is quite general. It's talking about the whole industry things. And the second part will be more specific. We want to learn some experience of your user acquisition strategy. So right now, I think we are quite interested to know how would you characterize the Mintuzen's current marketing mission? And right now for this year, the first half year we have a coronavirus issue and that effect to your company and also what will be the goal for the rest of this year?
I think for our gaming company, the marketing role, the most important thing is always the user acquisition. And as I said before, Mituzan is focused on the social casino and the solitaire categories. So it's very it's not an easy job to do the user acquisition because everybody knows the users are those kind of users are getting older and it's hard to find them. So yeah, the marketing role, the top role is always find the right users, find the our target users. And for our company, we both do the in-app purchase and also do the ads monetization. For different apps, we have different missions. So we have to find. We are not only find the find a large group of users to drive our DAU, but we also have to find the high valued users who wants to spend in game. So this is two kind of, we have to find the balance here. And speaking of 2020, yeah, it's a tough year for everybody. Even though for IP revenue, we see a lot of drives this year for almost all category of games who focus on the IP will have some benefits. I hate to say that it's a benefit, but it's really a tough time for everybody. But we also have some negative impact on our ad revenue. Yeah, as we know, we don't have a lot of advertisers on e-commerce, traveling, yeah, etc. So with the global uncertainty, it's really a tough year. But maybe this is the year we want to figure out what we should do next, what is our core strength in the company. So yeah, with any challenges, there's still a chance.
Yeah, I think that sometimes it's affect a lot of industry, but for like a mobile industry, part of the entertainment or gaming that might be have a limited effect. And also, I think at the second half of the year, we will all doing to find the high quality users for our games. So speaking of like gain some high quality users, you guys has already working with some programmatic like partners today, and I think you already working with this partner for like maybe 1 or 2 years. So what do you think is the biggest trends for the and also the challenge for the mobile programmatic buying today?
Yeah. Actually, we're working with programmatic partners for quite a long time. Yeah, almost 4 years, I think. Yeah. So I think the programmatic part is playing more and more important role, especially into 2020, because as we all know that people are at home, but with they have more time, so they have more choices. So how to find the right users, the users who really feel fun to play your game. It's really a very difficult task. So the programmatic partners can play more important role at this period. Yeah, because they have you have your algorithm, you have your machine learning, and some partners are talking about AI right now. From last year, and people turn to machine learning to turn machine learning to the AI, something like that. So yeah, it helps us to find the right users.
Yeah, and also I think right now when we are talking about user acquisition, we can't, to avoid like to talk about duopoly, which is means Google and Facebook, and how do you like expect to, I mean, to view them in the next maybe 1 or 2 years? Will that be all the same like a dominant position in the user acquisition like market?
Yeah, I think at least for 1 or 2 years, they will still have the dominant place. And that's the beauty of Sandbox is really big. Yeah. Because if they do something, it can really impact the industry. Yeah, they enforce on the privacy policy, and then everyone follows, so the users can get better protect on their information. And for example, like the header bidding solution, without the giant companies' drawings, so this solution cannot be quickly implemented. Yeah, so I think there's always a reason to let the giant companies, the dominant companies, to exist in the industry. So I would tend to focus on the beauty side.
Yeah, I agree with you. So definitely like about 2 years, there's nothing can, to how to say, to handling the position of them. We can like start with this question, like what is the key strategy that your team have before like starting a campaign? Like what is the things you need to definitely to prepare before a campaign for your team?
Yeah, actually, I don't think we have something special on this aspect, because I think the routine thing is you have to know your product before you promote it. So we have to play our product. We talk with the designers. So like which levels is more important, and which booster is more popular, and something like that. We do really understand our product, and then we discuss with our partners, because different partners have different nature, and so it's not a same campaign structure go everywhere. So we before starting a campaign, we do a lot of communication. So we want to the campaign start, we want to it to go smoothly, and the thing I really want to emphasize is the open-minded, and keep testing, keep open mind and continue testing, because normally the campaign takes a while to see the good results. It's likely to see the good results of the first week you launch the campaign, but it's quite normal that it takes like 1 or 2 months to finally go stable and go with very good results.
Yeah, and I think for Mintozen, you have several products are very successful, and they already on the market maybe more than 2 years. When we are running like campaigns, whatever on the Facebook, Google, or the others kind of partners, that we need to have a good creative strategy. So, like for your team, what is like your part of the creative strategy you are going to forward? So, do you have someone like tips to share about creative side?
Yeah, the creative thing is really about the test. You have to be open-minded and continue test, and don't get frustrated if your test doesn't work. And if your test doesn't work, you have to figure out is that you didn't implement the ideas completely, or it just doesn't work. So for us, we still focus more on the gameplay creatives, the game creatives that show more of the gameplay. We don't want to go off the book too much because we want the good retention. Sometimes we do something more aggressive. A lot of creatives on the markets that's very, very aggressive. You just look at the creatives, you don't know what kind of game it is. But it's not our goal. Sometimes we test a little bit more creative thing, more aggressive thing. Just want to say what kind of things the market's like. So give some feedback to the product team, but we don't put a lot of budget on that kind of thing. We are more traditional strategy, and we just want the high quality users.
I think it's quite different between like the marketer doing the marketing in China and outside of China. So as I know that the partners I work with, they are also doing the things that are more related about like gaming, like how to play these games. But when talking with someone like industry friends who are doing China market, they might have more like how to say, some elements more attractive. So in that case, they will have a lower like the cost for per users, but that also depends, I think, the company's marketing goal. So if they want to have boost their campaign, that will be a temporarily like a good strategy. But if you want to optimize the game and have the high quality users, I couldn't comment anything on that. But whatever, that will depends on their goal. What is the best piece of advice you have ever been given? Maybe you can share with like others with us, and you can give us some good advice also.
I can paraphrase your question. There's like some
it's a kind of
to the newcomers in this industry. I don't feel very comfortable about the younger generation. I don't feel I'm qualified to do something like that. But for some advice for the newcomers in this industry, I think this industry, because this industry is so fast, it's profitable. We have to admit that compared to a lot of industry, this industry is profitable, and and it's fast. So it makes people, I don't know, it makes people
to
They
learn
have
like every day.
they have a lot of ambition. That's a good thing. But sometimes they have too much ambition and makes themselves not that happy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
think
that's my
definitely.
observation. Yeah. So I
Uh-huh.
think it should take some time. You have to be patient. You have to learn first and understand the industry and really understand the product know the nature of the games, to know the nature of the maybe advertising part is what is advertising, what is marketing, because for a lot of people they join this industry, they not have the business background, they maybe from some they studied math, studied the computer in university, and then they join. They feel it's just a gaming industry. I'm close to that. I like game, but not. They don't have a lot of compassion actually. I think the key part to help you to go success is not something the knowledge is not that kind of thing. It's the understanding of the human being, understanding of the users, and understanding of the games itself. It's not just like who do a successful system to drive the revenue. It's not like that. It's the temporary thing. But for to go long, for you have to, if you want to stay in this industry for dozens of years. Because we are young now, we are still young, even though you don't, maybe you don't think you are young, but but yeah, we are still young. We have dozens of years to work, so you have to find things more interesting, more meaningful. Yeah, it's not just about money, because I feel a lot of anxiety in Beijing gaming industry right now, but I still think it's a promising industry, and you shouldn't be so worried, so anxious about how you made, how much money you made. I mean, if you do, if you continue focus on your inner self, yourself, the growth of yourself, you will eventually, the dream will come true, and you will eventually get what you want. I just think maybe we can be more patient about the product, about what we are doing. We work hard, then we don't think about too much about that artificial things.
And it's a very thank you to like accept our invitation to join our Programmatic Connect Digital. And this is our maybe second time to doing this. Maybe it's not so full prepared, but we really, really appreciate your attending, and thank you for you, today.
Thanks for having me, and stay safe.
Okay, all right. Okay. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in on this episode of Programmatic Connect Digital. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more exciting content.